go. And we are live. We are live to the world.
You need an applause thing right
now. That's right, guys. I am back home here. Back home in the studio. Here to answer questions and talk about who is the greatest Superman actor of all time. That's what we'll be diving into today, but I'll wait for everyone to fill the room so we can start getting get everyone's opinion in here. What's up, Mr. DC, Spencer, Jeffrey, Bryson, Larmarnick. I think I got it. Autobot, Kevin, Sneaky Fox, Detective, Shane, Barber. What's up? How you guys doing? Sneaky Fox, Zyric, Silverstone. What's going on, guys? Well, today we're going to be talking about who is the greatest Superman of all time. And the answer has to be obvious, but we're going to go over details as to why. Really, see, in my opinion, talking about the greatest Superman actor of all time is kind of like talking about the greatest quarterback of all time. We know who it is. We know it's Tom Brady. We know it's Christopher Reeve. But really,
you could debate Joe Montana
as number two. You could debate that Joe Montana is number two, or that it's Peyton. There's no debating number one, and I don't think there's no debating Christopher Reeve being number one. But we can definitely debate who gets the silver and bronze. We can also talk about why Chris Reeve is number one and why you think that maybe Chris not number one. And who's number two? Is it Henry? Is it Brandon Routh? You know, who is it? Who's number two? Isaac Ortiz comes in with the first super chat of the night, and he says Reeves, hands down. But I do love Cavill. And I agree with you. And honestly, if I had to place these, I probably would say Henry is number two. We're going to go through the list of different people. Obviously, I have to say, if you have any questions or comments, super chat. I know there's a ton of comments over here, and it's hard for me to get to all of them. But obviously, when you super chat, those jump right to the front of the line, and I make those the priority. But tonight, we're going to be talking about all the different Superman. We're going to talk about mainly probably go over six Superman in detail. Obviously, Christopher Reeve, Henry Cavill, Brandon Routh. We'll go over Dean Cain. We'll go over George Reeves. We'll go over the new kid, Tyler. And we'll throw Tom Welling in there. So we're going to go over 7 Supermen. Those are going to be your top 7. Kirk Allen, he's going to get pushed to the wayside. Obviously, he was the first one, and he gets credit for that.
That's a huge one.
That's huge. You're the first one to wear the suit, but you will come in after all them. And then, of course, I forget the kid who played Superboy in the 80s show. I forget his name. People are like, what about Nicolas Cage? I wouldn't – Nicolas Cage, there's footage of him wearing – look, if he was a good Superman, they would have made that movie. They pulled the plug on that Superman because they saw his costume fitting, and they were like, we're done. We don't want to make a movie with the worst Superman ever. And they didn't. So they stopped. So they prevented Nicolas Cage from being at the bottom of this list. They saved Nick from being on here. To Nick's credit, I think he's a great actor sometimes. Nicolas Cage is one of those weird actors where he's amazing and terrible. And I don't get that. Because you watch a lot of actors and they're terrible and then they're not bad. Or you watch some actors, they're fantastic, and that's just where they live. Nicolas Cage, Leaving Las Vegas, Matchstick Men, amazing performances. The Rock, terrible in. Wonderful movie. I love the movie. But he's terrible in The Rock. But, it's what it is. Anyways, Nicolas Cage is not on the list. And for his own credit, it's probably for the best. Although he did voiceover Superman in one of the animated movies. So that's kind of cool. He also did the voiceover of Spider-Man Noir in the Spider-Man timeline, Into the Spider-Verse line. Anyways, so I saw someone super chatted here. They said Thanos versus Battle Beast. You got to go Thanos. Thanos all day long. He slapped around the Hulk. It takes a lot to slap around the Hulk and make Hulk seem like nothing. And that's Thanos without the Infinity Gauntlet. Imagine him with Infinity Gauntlet. That would be over in 2 seconds. But thanks for that super chat. So let's get into them. I put at number 1 Christopher Reeve without a doubt. Now, what's interesting, which you may not know, is that because you're all of today, but when Christopher Reeve was announced back in probably 76 or 75, 76. Well, the movie came out what 78. The movie came out 78. Yeah. Right, and he was the last person cast, so he was probably announced the very beginning of 76. I'm guessing, maybe, or end of 75. And what was everyone's? Because George Reeve was really the only one they know. Kirk Allen, you probably didn't even know Kirk Allen when you were a kid.
Yeah.
So but you knew George Reeves though. Superman, you grew up watching the George Reeves Superman. My dad's off screen here. He's of that generation. He knows. So what was the general consensus when they showed the picture of Christopher Reeve?
First time I saw him, I was with my friends, and we all unanimously agreed this guy is Superman. Even though he was unknown, we had never seen or heard of him before, but immediately, as soon as you saw his face and the photos, you knew right away, this guy is Superman, and it was a perfect cast, and he's been loved ever since then, just because of the way he looked.
There you go. See, now you can't really fault Christopher because his movies are a little corny. They're made in the late 70s. Obviously, technology wasn't the best. But when you look at Chris the Superman, undeniably, Superman. He has probably what would say the worst Superman costume in all the movies, because he just doesn't have the texture with, like, Henry Cavill has the lycra with latex, like scales all over it and better lighting and all that kind of stuff. But, to me though, even though Chris's outfit is very simple and kind of almost cheap looking, he just looks like Superman. He doesn't need an outfit to make him look great. You know what I'm saying? When they put Henry, because if you didn't know, Henry wore Christopher Reeve's outfit at the beginning. And he looks, he looks good. It looks good, but he doesn't have the magic the way Chris does. Also, Chris is just a lot physically bigger than Henry is. Henry's more jacked in terms of like cut and muscular because, of it's just easier training techniques nowadays. You can just get in better shape. There's more supplements nowadays, all that kind of stuff. But Chris was just bigger, broader shoulders, taller, all that kind of stuff. Chris has a bigger jaw. He's got just that more. Also, he looks friendlier. I think Chris just looks friendlier. Also, Chris is a better actor. Chris went to Juilliard. He's more of a trained actor than Henry is. Now, in no way am I doting on Henry, because I think Henry's number 2 on this list. I think Henry is Peyton Manning or Joe Montana. I think he's number 2. I think Christopher Reeve is Tom Brady on the list, number 1. So now Henry is my height. Henry is 6 foot and half an inch. I know this because me and my dad went to the Justice League premiere and stood right next to Henry. So oddly enough, Henry is the shortest Justice League member. Everyone was super tall then. Ben Affleck 6'3". The Flash kid, Ezra Miller, he was actually like a little taller than me. I thought he'd be shorter than me. And Ray Fisher, who was Cyborg, like 6'4", 6'5". He's a big dude. And then Aquaman, with I forget his name, Jason Momoa, also very, very tall. So Henry at 6 foot and a half was actually probably one of the shortest Justice League members. But I think Henry though has. Now you like Henry more than Brandon Routh? Brandon Routh of.
Yeah, I do. Because he looks a lot like him in the face still.
Yeah, Henry.
Yeah.
Henry. Yeah, I think Brandon Routh almost looks like a watered down Christopher Reeve. And I would take Brandon Routh, or I would take Henry Cavill over a watered down Christopher Reeve. Is what I would say. I would say Brandon Routh or really question Brandon Routh or Tom Welling. I like Tom Welling better than Brandon Routh, but Tom Welling never got his fair share though. He never got to wear the suit.
Yeah. And
that makes me so mad because Tom Welling's a big dude. He's bigger than Brandon Routh and Henry Cavill. And he was supposed to follow Christopher Reeve chose him. Christopher Reeve passed down the legacy to him.
The one episode where they were
in there. Yes. And behind the scenes, Christopher Reeve said, Tom Welling is the next Superman. So why isn't he wearing the damn suit? And I tell you, when he came back for Infinite Crisis and he was supposed to be in the suit and he wasn't in the suit, I was really mad. And I'm still mad that Tom Welling has never worn the suit. We should make a movie and ask Tom Welling to put on the suit and make a badass Superman. When we do Superman Goku,
he's probably in contract to never wear the suit.
Probably is. When we do, if and when we do Superman Goku, if we raise, guys, here's the thing is, if we raise $500,000, we'll do Superman Goku. But if we can hit $1 million, we'll approach Tom Welling and get him in that damn suit. We'll get Tom Welling as Superman versus Goku.
We'll have lawsuits.
I know, probably lawsuits, but who wouldn't want that? I want that. But I think Tom Welling would be great. I think he has that. He's very large. The new kid, Tyler, he's on the Superman and Lois show and stuff. He's all right. He's not bad. He's just very small. The writing I think is good. That's where he really kind of excels. He's that ho-hum kind of Christopher Reeve writing, which I like. But he's small is the wrong word. He's just small for Superman. Like I think that kid is your height. I think he's 5'10" and a half, 5'11". It's like right around there, like 180. But 5'10" and a half, 180 though. That's you. That's how big you are.
Yeah.
That's not Superman. Christopher Reeve is not quite as big as Kevin. Actually, interesting story about Kevin and Christopher Reeve, how they kind of intertwined a little bit, was there's a commercial back in 98, 99, where it's supposed to be, it was championing the Christopher Reeve Foundation, and it was all about how one day through the miracle of science, Christopher Reeve will walk again. And they showed like Christopher Reeve walk again in that commercial. And Kevin went down to audition for that to play
Kevin Porter.
Yeah, to be the Christopher Reeve's walking body when they digitally put Chris's head on there. But Kevin was too big, actually. Kevin went down at 6'5", like 250. And Chris was never that big. Chris was 6'4", 230 in Superman 3 when he trained with Arnold. He trained with David Prowse for Superman 1. But yeah, so Christopher Reeve is more in the Kevin category. This new kid, he's tiny. So if I had to pick, and what did you think about George Reeves, though? Did you like George Reeves as Superman?
Well, that was the one I grew up with, so there's a fondness to it.
Yeah.
I mean, over time, he doesn't stand up. But, for me, it's just sentimental,
Yeah.
and the episodes were super corny.
Super corny.
But it was great, though. As a kid back in the 60s,
yeah,
even late 50s, it was like watching Adam West's Batman.
Yeah, that's kind of
That's all you had. And since that's all there was, it's everything.
Yeah.
It becomes everything. And it holds a real sentimental for people my age.
No, that makes sense. I like the episode where he goes on Lucy. And Lucy's stuck on the ledge of the building. If I had to give if I had to put my order of my Superman from best to worst, Christopher Reeve number 1. Also, here's a big thing I'd say about Chris, and I always say this should be about Superman. Chris, out of all the guys, if you were lost and you saw someone on the street corner, who would you ask for directions? You'd ask Chris. He looks like the nicest person. Out of all the Superman, to me, he looks the nicest, and that should be what Superman is. He just looks really sweet and sincere and nice. I would say Christopher Reeve number 1, and today, if Chris existed today, he would have gotten even bigger and bulkier. They offered him a muscle suit back in the day. He didn't take it. He wanted to get big and bulked up. And you have to remember, 225 back in 78, that's a big dude. Nowadays, it's not as much. But Chris got in pretty good shape, and he was one of the first actors to ever get in shape for a role. So really groundbreaking. Chris also had to play 3 different roles in there. I think Henry Cavill just has to play 1 role. All his Kal-El, his Clark, and his Superman are all just, I'm a little angry and a little confused. That's like his whole Superman. We watched Henry Cavill on the Rich Eisen show. And Henry was smiling and laughing, and his hair wasn't slicked back to his head, and he looked more like Superman on that interview show than he did in the Superman movie. How can you look more like Superman on a talk show than wearing a damn Superman outfit? I'll tell you how. Bad writing. That's how that works out. Superman's always just like, I'm confused and mad. And
yeah, they didn't get the full potential.
No, of Henry. Not at all. I think we've only tapped into like 40% of how great Henry could be. Yeah. I don't think he could ever beat Chris, but I think
if they had done him right, he would have been a close one to Christopher Reeve.
They also need to make him look taller. He doesn't look super tall in those movies, and that bugs me. Like when he's walking down the hallway corridor being in Man of Steel and like by the police officers, they cast a bunch of police officers that were equal to, or taller than him. So Superman looks short. If you're going to use Henry, you got to cast actors that are like 5'8". Make him look tall. Basically what they do with Stallone. Stallone's like 5'8", 5'9", and they cast, or Tom Cruise, and they cast short people all around him to make him look tall.
And they put him on apple boxes.
Yeah, make Henry look taller. Henry is tall enough to look tall. See, Tom Cruise, Tom Hardy, they can never look tall. They can just look average height. But like me, because me and Henry are the same height, like I said, you can make us look tall because we're tall enough to look very tall, but they didn't do that. And that frustrates me they didn't do that. So anyways, Fireflame62, he says, he comes with the super chat and he says, Kingdom Come Superman, Brandon Routh. So I love the outfit that they did with him, and I think that was a better version than you. I don't know if you saw snippets of that, but I think he's too young to. What's funny is Brandon Routh is now 10 years or 15 years older than he was when he did Superman Returns, but he's still way too young looking to be Kingdom Come Superman. I think Kevin Porter would be a good Kingdom Come Superman. I think he's the right age. But Brandon Routh, outfit was great. not nearly. And they added gray in his hair, which always looked fake. That that spray gray in his hair, that just looks cheap. Come on, CW, you can spend more than $10 on.
They should really dye his hair.
Dyed it, yeah. You have to bleach it and dye it. But also, he should have just been older. Christopher Otay says, "Can we all agree that Superman 2 is the best Superman movie of all time?" I got bad news for you, Christopher. I cannot agree with that. I don't. When they're fighting Zod and all those kind of like silly things. I mean, there's some nice moments in there, but personally, for me, I'll be honest with you. I don't think any of the Superman movies are all that great. I mean, Man of Steel, I wasn't a big fan of. Superman Returns was just weird. Lois, I'm always around. Except for the 5 years you just weren't when you abandoned everyone. You literally just got back. I have not seen you. This is how ridiculous that movie is. Lois gets on the top of the Daily Planet after not seeing Superman for 5 years because he left everyone. And the first thing he says, "Lois, you can always trust me. I'm always around." You're literally not. That's literally the basis of this movie, that you're not always around. You're a liar, Superman. Okay, anyways. I'll let that go. And then the Man of Steel, Pa Kent, don't save me. Superman's like, I moved the speed of light. I could have saved you 10 times. Don't save me. People will know. I could literally just back real quick. No, don't save me. It's better this way. What is that? It's pretentious writing. Couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. And then he's like,
his love for his dad should have overridden all of those.
Yeah, it would have been great if he like saved his dad. But then after he saved his dad, due to the intensity of saving his dad and the hurricane, maybe his dad had a heart attack. Proving, because the whole point of Superman's dad dying, and this is something that the Superman in the movie did so wonderfully, is that he just had a heart attack. That's it. And it goes to show that Superman, you have all these powers, but you're not a god. You can't change the course of people. And that was wonderful. And I hated in Smallville when they switched it from Lana to Pa Kent. That was dumb. And when they had it, don't save me, that was bad too. I hated all that. It's just like you're undermining the point that Superman is supposed to feel very grounded and that he's not a god and he feels very human. That's the amazing thing about Superman. He has all these powers, but he feels more human than anyone. Anyways, so I don't think there's been a really good Superman movie. Having said that, my favorite scene of all time in any movie of any character is Superman the movie with Superman on the dinner date with Lois. I think Chris in that scene showcases what it is to be a true moral human being and how kind and gentle he is. And that to me is the definition of what Superman really is. And he has this almost Jesus-like quality where he knows he's just very wise. And I thought that was brilliant. I hated in Man of Steel when Clark Kent's like, "You're not my real father." And I was like, wow, we're going to really play that trope that we've seen in 1,000 movies. This is Superman. We're supposed to look up to him. He's supposed to be better than all of us. We're not supposed to relate to Superman. We relate to Spider-Man. We don't relate to Superman. He's a god. But at the same time, not a god. And that's a wonderful lesson he learns by his dad dying. Anyways, they need to make a better Superman movie.
What was the best thing about Superman 2, though?
Best thing about Superman 2. I've never seen garbage eat garbage before, and he beats that guy up at the end. No, I mean, Chris looks great in all those scenes, you know. I'd say one of my favorite lines in that movie, though, is
there were some good things in that movie.
There was. But I'd say what one of my favorite things is in that movie is when the Daily Planet has been taken over and Lex Luthor is at the Daily Planet. This is just how good of an actor Gene Hackman is. It's a really simple line. And Lex Luthor's there. And before that, Perry White sends Jimmy Olsen to go get him some coffee. And he goes in, and Jimmy comes back to bring him coffee. And as he walks in, Lex grabs it. And Jimmy says, "Hey, that's for the chief." And I think it's Lex just looks at him and winks, and he goes, "The chief's got it." And he drinks it. And I was like, you're a badass, Gene Hackman. Also, the scene where Superman's flying outside the window and says, "Care to step outside?" That's a cool scene, too. Jonathan Hernandez says, "You know who would have been a great Lex Luthor back in the 90s with his shaved head? Bruce Willis." Basically how he kind of looks on Friends right around that time.
Yeah.
I think Bruce Willis would have been good Lex Luthor back in the 90s. He can't now. For all of you that don't know, Bruce Willis has dementia, sadly, and he has to wear an earpiece, I believe, you know, just to when he's to help with lines and stuff, which is too bad because he's great on Friends. He's great in Pulp Fiction. He's great in Die Hard as John McClane. But sadly, time is caught up to Mr. Bruce Willis. All right, Ronald comes in with the first $10 super chat of the night. Ronald W., which will get you on there. It says if Jason David Frank was cast as a DC character or Marvel character, who would he be? If he was Marvel, I'd say Punisher without a doubt. I think he'd be Punisher. There you go, Ronald. DC character, I think he'd be Deadshot. I think he'd be a good Deadshot.
Right now or when he was younger?
I'd say right now. Right now, Deadshot. When he was younger, I'd say Jason Todd, Red Hood, when he was younger. That's a good one, though. Jason's favorite character, for you guys that don't know, is Wolverine, though. So he'd want to be Wolverine, but he's a little too tall to be Wolverine, although he is 3 inches shorter than Hugh Jackman, who's 6'2", and plays Wolverine.
Well, he's got the right temperament for him.
Yeah, he's a badass. He's a badass. You have to cover all his tattoos up, though. I wouldn't mind seeing Jason as Wolverine. I could see it. Whoop. Let me go back here. I'm catching up on the super chats here. Guys. Red Proctor says, ever since watching Man of Steel, I have to say Henry Cavill. Plus, I'd like to see Joshua Opens from Superboy meet Henry Cavill Superman. I'll see the two of them meet. That might be kind of cool. They're kind of about the same size, actually. I never watched the Superboy TV show in the 80s. I didn't watch it. I thought he kind of looked like him in the face, though. I don't know how tall he was. I think he was like 5'10", though. Let's see real quick here. Let's go to the next super chat here. Aneurysm Fun. He says, I will never discredit Dick Donner's Superman. It's definite classic, but I put Henry #1 for me. The look he gives Lois after she gets hurt on the Kryptonian ship before he cauterizes her injury on Man of Steel sold his character for me. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really feel... I like Henry Superman, but I think the chemistry between Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder far outweighs anything that Henry had with the Lois, I forget her name all of a sudden, from those movies. I really like Henry, and I think he looks great, and I think his Superman outfit is great. I just wish he had more sincere dialogue. What you're talking about, Aneurysm Fun, like those little moments, which are great, the problem is you just want more of them. Like, after a while, it's like, I don't need... Man of Steel, I swear to God, the script for Man of Steel is 25 pages, because it's like 2 hours of action, which is great action, but I don't need that action. I want more sincere moments. Like, all the moments with Ma Kent and Superman, are great. I want more of that. Give me more of that. That's what's going to hold, that's what's going to hold a lot of weight with me. Christopher Reeve had more of those moments. More dialogue. Just because you can do 2 hours of action doesn't mean we need 2 hours of action. Superman is heart. He's all about heart. I want to see that. I want to see him overcome obstacles because he has to overcome his own humanity and the swell of empathy. Henry Cavill didn't really have that. He was just throwing satellites out of space. Like the scene when he's learning to fly is a wonderful, beautiful, awesome scene, but we needed more emotional moments, But you and me usually agree to disagree to agree to disagree to agree. Aneurysm Fun. We're usually on the same wavelength. We're really close. We're like 49-51. We're close. We're not quite there, but we're close, though. And we always understand each other. You and me are like Batman and Superman. We understand. We disagree, but we understand each other. But see, I feel like you and me have had more camaraderie and character development on our relationship than all of Batman Superman had in Dawn of Justice. Because there's no dialogue in that movie. Hey, do you bleed? You will. Next time they shine the light in the sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Who wrote this stuff? It's like they phoned it in on the day of. We forgot the script. Okay, who knows the characters? Tim, come here. What should they say? Tim's a 10-year-old, by the way. Does he bleed? Great. And what other lines? That's all it is. So frustrating. Watch Batman vs Superman, a cartoon which is meant for kids that has more sophisticated writing in it. I'm so mad because Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill should have been so good. I'm mad at the potential. That's what really makes me mad at, you know? You don't get mad at like bad casting because you're like, it's going to be garbage.
You had an all-star lineup,
the
game ended in a tie.
So bad, I know. And it was a low-scoring tie. It was like 8-8. It's like you went for a touchdown, you went for 2. It's 8-8. It's a weird score.
You didn't lose.
But you definitely didn't win.
You settled for an 8-8 tie.
And because of that tie, neither one of you made the playoffs. So it's just a losing season. It's a losing season across the board. Okay. Thank you, Aneurysm Fun. I enjoyed that. I gotta put your name on the forehead here. So thank you, Ronald. And now it's time for Aneurysm Fun. There we go. We're gonna get to Tom Welling next and how great and how Smallville failed him. It makes me very sad.
Ooh, wah, wah, wah.
I know. All right. I have to always look how to spell your name because I never write the word aneurysm. The only time I've ever written this word is for you. That's it. All right, here we go. So, anyways, Man of Steel. Also, Man of Steel. They fly into space. Literally, Zod and Superman go into space. And they fall back perfectly in Metropolis. And then Lois just perfectly not only are they perfectly in Metropolis. And then Lois just perfectly not only are they perfectly in Metropolis, they're like a block down the street, like runs over to in like 5 minutes. It just happens to be there. I hate the convenience of that. What is up with that? Also, what is this crap? Is that they're at the bar and that one misogynistic guy slaps the girl on the ass and he's showing that he's a bully and we're showcasing all these bully things that he shouldn't do, which are bad. And then Superman steps up and he gets a beer thrown on him. And instead of Superman setting him straight, which he should do because he should have the confidence of Superman, no, he goes outside like a little punk coward and wrecks that guy's truck. That's property damage. Not only does he destroy the truck, which doesn't belong to the truck driver, that belongs to the company, so you're wasting other people's money. He also destroys the frickin' the telephone towers. Superman, what are you doing? Terrible. That is not Superman. That's not my Superman. My Superman's moral, who would have confronted him and uses his words to put him in his place. And then the guy would have went to punch Superman, broken his hand. Superman would have smirked at him and said, I told you shouldn't be physical to other people. And that would have been it. But no, we got this dumb thing. Also at the end, when the army's tracking Superman and Superman doesn't want to be tracked, instead of Superman coming down to me like, hey, don't track me. I'm here to protect you, but respect my boundaries. He crashes $1 billion satellite to the ground so close to people that if the explosion and shrapnel went off, it would have killed people. Superman is reckless in that movie and is a coward and all kinds of things. I'm sorry. There's a lot of flaws in these movies. Okay. We have more super chats, and then we'll get to the next movie. John Charles, Vader. Vader's voice.
Nice.
Vader. If you guys don't know, John Charles has the best Vader voice next to James Earl Jones, which is pretty solid. If you're getting silver next to James Earl Jones, you're winning the game. I don't know why more people haven't tapped you to be Vader's voice. I've heard some Vader's voices in movies, and they're like, ugh, or the games. They're not half as good as you. So, I want to bring Vader back just to have you do the voice of it. You're so good. Anyways, John, he says, all it took was a kryptonite-powered lightsaber to subdue the Kryptonian. See, John Charles knows.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, he's the best damn Vader's voice in the world. And
He was the voice of episode 14.
Yeah, he was the voice of. Actually, he was the voice. We've done Vader twice, and he was the voice of Vader both times. He's incredible. I don't have. There's not enough good words in my bin here to express how great of a voice he is. And I'm critical of people. And Vader's voice is hard to do. I know a couple people that do a lot of good voices, and they always say, "Oh, I can't do Vader. Vader's so hard to do." But John Charles crushes it. MKF30 says most powerful Superman ever was. I say Chris and Tom Superman. You know, you'd almost have to say Chris's Superman is most powerful because he goes through time, which is so wonky and so dumb. See, I talk about how much I love Chris, but I'll bag on his movie too, though. You can't turn the world backwards. That doesn't make sense. Now, if you want to say that he flew so fast that he threw and bended time and caused it a vacuum of a black hole and other weird, big fictional words that when added together somehow make sense because it's all BS.
Yeah.
But I know what doesn't work is turning the world backwards. You know what you just did, Superman? You just killed everyone on planet Earth because the Earth was just spinning however fast it is, 200,000 miles a second or whatever. All of a sudden the Earth just does like that. Literally everyone would get thrown miles and your heart would become disconnected from all the it would kill everyone. And then he spins it backwards. So you're mad that Lois died. Well, now everyone's dead. Congratulations. That's 2 dead planets in your history. Well done. And then you spin it forwards and suddenly everything's back. And then all you do to show this is you just hit rewind on the tape, you know, put the VHS in there. Everything's back, now everything's forward. And it doesn't even make sense. When you turn back time, now the missile's not even there. You break so many rules and then don't even abide by them. He goes back in time, and the second missile that was supposed to hit doesn't even hit now. What the hell just happened?
It's still going to hit.
Yeah, you still got to go save it. You still got to do all these things. But no, none of that happens. It makes no sense at all. Also, just a minor note, but I've heard you guys talk about this. Lois is falling. Superman flies up to catch her. She's going this way. He's going this way. If you're worried about the fall, which would kill her because she's fallen, she's already hit terminal velocity, which is what, 120 miles per hour. She's going to hit the cement and explode. The only thing worse would be if the cement sidewalk was rushing towards her at 100 miles per hour, which is what Superman does.
So now she's hitting it at 250, 300.
Yeah. And it's not even a flat surface, which would be better, even though it's death. It's like arms, which is like this weird, like...
It would sever her. She would be cut up in pieces.
Yeah. He would have severed her.
That happens to skydivers.
Yes.
When they fly through the air and they hit each other,
yeah,
they lose limbs.
They get so powerful. What Superman should have done, he should have flown up next to her and then started falling with her and then caught her and then flew off.
You slow her down.
Yeah, you slow her down. Physics, people. I'll buy that that Superman can exist because of the yellow sun. I'm here for that. I'm here to allow that. But put us in a world where reality and physics make sense, please. Please. Anyways, Lucky Coin Studios comes in with a super chat, and he says, you guys got the smoke bomb props from Batman Vader. I really want to see the real prop. Also, do you have any custom pieces from B-Town that you can show? Any chances we can see the City of Scars belt? So, Lucky Coin, I have none of that for you, but storage.
Did he ask for the belt?
He did. He has to see the smoke bombs before. And I have to find them. We haven't been to our storage unit since I mentioned that. That's why I haven't done that. We have a giant storage unit, by the way, filled with tons of cool stuff. I'm sure a lot of you guys would like to go look through it. But we have all the belts. And one day we will have we should put them all on display. Because that belt is very interesting looking. That belt is very unique looking. My dad made that belt 15 years ago. And it's very cool. Lucky Coin, there you go. Bloop. Lucky Coin is going to bring that's a very funny scene. Lucky Coin is going to bring his replica Batman Vader suit to Comic-Con.
Cool.
So he can show it to you and get a photo with you and Kevin.
This is the one in November.
November. No, you're right. It's November.
For Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's like the week after things, so a week before.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Should be pretty cool. I'll find those bombs for you. They're around or sometimes. They always just kind of pop up, the smoke bombs. And I will show them too. And I should bring you some of the stuff. If I'm over at storage, maybe I will. That might be kind of cool. I don't know that. Huh? We have nothing. We took everything. We cleaned everything up. We usually do. We have nothing here though. So let's see real quick here. Aneurysm Fun came back and he says, okay, to be fair, Clark asked him to leave and was technically assaulted when the truck driver tried to push him before he wrecked his truck with a telephone. He's totally justified. He is not justified. That is, basically, Superman just out-bullied the bully. You can't do that. That's what Batman does. Man of Steel. Also, why does Superman show up to Batman, break his car, and goes, next time they shine the light in the sky, don't go. Talk, communicate. You're all about using your words and understanding. It's like the worst thing ever. Henry, you're supposed to be like nice and jovial. Anyways, let's get to my gripes about Smallville now. 10 years. You made us watch 10 years, and all we got was 2 seconds of a CGI Superman in the Brandon Routh outfit, which he didn't wear the Brandon Routh outfit because Tom Welling is way bigger than Brandon Routh. It's a true story. He couldn't fit in the Brandon Routh outfit. It was too small. And then at the end, he opens the shirt, which is great. They play the John Williams music, which is the definitive Superman score. Don't come at me with that Hans Zimmer crap 3 notes. But anyways, the John Williams score is definitive, followed by Shirley Walker. Shirley Walker's Superman score is great. Not as great as John Williams, but great. 1,000 times better than, the Hans Zimmer score because I like my Superman theme to have more than 3 notes in it. Anyways, that's like looking on the back. Like if you looked at like the chewing gun wrapper of Hans Zimmer's Superman score and you looked at ingredients and it said vitamins 0, protein 0, sugar 30 grams. That's all that's in that score. Is 30 grams of sugar. And maybe a few hollow carbs. Anyways, he doesn't use notes or melody. You can't say that there's it's just ominous tones. What is that? Anyways, I digress. Tom Welling, great, looks great, the right height. Christopher Reeve said it. He has a great build. Never in the suit. And then he came back for the Infinite Crisis thing, and he not only did not have a suit, he didn't have his powers anymore. What is that? I'm mad at Warner Brothers for making that. I waited 10 years. I was ready to go. That's the biggest tease of any superhero franchise ever. And I was so pumped. I don't even get pumped for things like that sometimes. We get like all excited and we're just, oh my God. The night that the series finale of Smallville was on, I was pumped. I was ready to go.
We both were.
I was like, let's do this. 10 years I've waited this out. And nothing. I got nothing out of that. It's just a whole lot of nothing. I was mad about it. There's some really good episodes, and I think that
It's got nothing to do with Tom Welling.
It doesn't do with Tom Welling. No, it has to do with the writing of the show and whatever. And I have to go with this to talk about how great I think Smallville is. I think Michael Rosenbaum is the best Lex Luthor. I think he's better than Gene Hackman. Yes, I do. Do I think he's a better actor than Gene Hackman? I'm not saying that. I just think he's a better Lex Luthor. Now, in reality, real life, Kevin Spacey is the best Lex Luthor because he's in 8 different lawsuits right now for weird behind the scenes underage boy stuff. For terms of villainy and evil, I think the award goes to Kevin Spacey.
He's in real life for movies.
Right. Well, now when I watch the movie, I'm really like he is evil. But Kaiser Sose's legit. But as far as just performance and me liking Michael Rosenbaum. Also, I think that Christopher Reeve and Mauro Kidder had the best chemistry for Superman and Lois. But my favorite Lois, though, sorry, Terry Hatcher, it's got to go to Erica Durance. I think she's the best in terms of I think she's the most attractive. I thought she was the most fierce, fiery, most aggressive. And I think that she could take on either Lois in a fight. Erica Durance versus Terry Hatcher, I take Erica Durance. Erica Durance versus Kate Bosworth or whatever, tiny 5'1", big forehead Kate Bosworth. No offense, I still think she's attractive. I just threw the ender because we're adding insults. And I'm team Lois from Smallville, Erica Durance. She could take her.
Family Guy over there.
I know. You know what really grinds my gears? Nothing. I think they're all beautiful women. Don't get me wrong. And I have my own flaws. So hey, before you cast the first stone, don't get me wrong. They're all cooler than I am. But the new girl, Amy Adams, with red hair, who looked more like Lana. Why was she cast as Lois? Who had no fiery upstart. Erica Durance all day long. Best Lois. Challenging me. Come at me, bro. Without a doubt. Also, I think that the mom and the dad on Smallville was great. I think the whole cast of Smallville was great. Why that wasn't made into a movie is beyond frustrating. I was a big Smallville fan. That's right. I have all 10 seasons on DVD, not Blu-ray, because I never watched them on DVD. Because when you buy seasons of DVD on Blu-ray, you never watch them anyways. It's too much time. Who has enough time to go back and watch 10 seasons of Smallville on DVD? If you do, I have respect for you, but I don't have that kind of time. Anyways, the cast of Smallville, hands down the greatest. They're just missing one character, Superman. Okay, here we go. Moving on. Fire Flame. And you gotta, here we go. Lucky Coin Studios, Aneurysm Fund. Thank you so much. On to our new contestant. Fireflame 62. Tom never wanted to put the suit on. I read an article about that. Who should play Superman in the League? Who should play Superman? Who should play the League of Shadows in the Batman trilogy? Who should play the League of Shadows? Who should play what? Ra's al Ghul, or who should play Batman, or League of Shadows? Is that a new movie they're making? I am confused on your question, Fireflame, but I want to answer it. And yes, I've heard that Tom Welling I've heard two different rumors on that he didn't want to put the suit on, and that he had to say he didn't want to put the suit on to not make Warner Brothers look liable for their bad decision making. I've heard both stories. I don't know which is true. I hope it's not the Tom Welling one, because I really like Tom. I've heard nothing but great things about him, and I want it to be where he's not the bad guy in the situation, because I think he was awesome. And I just hear great things about him. So I want Tom, and I still think Tom could do it. I think Tom could get in shape, and I still think he could be Superman. I hear they're going to do a Smallville animation where they actually have Superman voiced by Tom Welling, and I'm excited about that, and I will watch that, but it's not the same. I want him to put the suit on. Have him be Kingdom Come Superman. Why was Brandon Routh Superman? Tom Welling should have been Kingdom Come Superman. If they announced right now that HBO Max is making a Superman TV show and Tom Welling was Superman, I guarantee you I'd drop everything and I would get in line for that. And it's hard for me to say that about a lot of superhero stuff because there's so much of it now and we're oversaturated, but I would be all for Tom Welling as Superman. I'm as passionate about Tom Welling putting on the Superman outfit as I am about Predator never winning a battle ever. It's like the same. All right, I'll move on. I digress. I'm sorry. I'm heated tonight. All right, Garrett Jackson. What's up, Garrett? Hey, Aaron. Would you like me to send you the secondary writers' Henchy forms? And I think I should send you the finishers. Out of all the secondary writers, the one I love the most. Well, send me the one you love the most. You've sent me so many of them, Garrett. I want to make sure that, and honestly, Garrett, you've sent me so many of them now, I almost get lost. So I almost want you to organize them for me to let me know which one's your favorites and which one I should be paying attention to. I get overwhelmed a lot because I'm pretty busy a lot. So, but I want to catch up on these because I know you know, and I want to know which one your favorite is. Boom, there you go, Garrett Jackson. Thank you so much for that super chat. Much appreciated. And send me the most violent one. I know people are always talking about that they're super violent, and I want to see what the most violent Super Sentai and Kamen Riders are. Show me. Show me. I want to see. Thank you for that super chat. Much appreciated. We're moving on to Superman Returns next, guys. You better hold on because coming up. Christopher Torres says, Batman and Joker do have one thing in common involving Superman. Neither the two have any superpowers, and yet they're both capable of going toe-to-toe with a god like Superman. That's true because they're both brilliant. And that's because they're both great strategists. Boom, I said it right off the bat. Did I say it correctly? That's why. But at the end of the day, if Superman were to not hold back, I think he would wring Batman and Joker's necks like no other. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. All right. Thank you for those super chats. Prime One says, Aaron is saying every critique I've ever thought about Superman movies ever. Well, hot damn. Let's move on to Superman Returns and skewer him like the way Kevin Spacey skewered him from behind in that weirdly ambiguous pose that he had. That looked weird looking back on it now. Anyways, so Superman leaves planet Earth because he hears a rumor through some science grapevine that Krypton, that there's people still there. First of all, what a weird story to base your story off of. Sure. And then he hears, and he has to know, he powers up his ship that he crash landed on there to go back in his white healing suit, and they filmed the scene for $8 million and cut it out, which they should have left it in there, but they didn't. Anyways, so they go, Superman would know it's going to take 5 years, which he would never leave Earth for 5 years because what happens is the fact that Superman has been on Earth for 5 years, and he's basically, people are now relying on him, and he's changed the ecosystem of Earth where they're reliant on Superman, so he knows if he leaves, he's going to create a giant hole in the mainframe. There's a crack in the mainframe, and because of Superman, and he leaves for 5 years, and he goes back there, and what's so anticlimactic is he goes back there, and it's not like he finds something and the whole story like winds from there. No, he leaves and finds nothing. He just gets back and he's like, "Oh shucks, my planet is still destroyed. Well, I guess I'll go back home. No harm, no foul. I hope Earth is just like I left it. Oh wait, it's not? Who could have anticipated that? Well, Come on now. And he gets back and he has a kid, which opens the can of worms that Superman can impregnate a human being, which is weird. I don't even want to go down that path. Why is this a topic? We haven't had a Superman in 25 years, and this is the subject we're choosing to explore. Super weird. A weird love triangle. I'm not a fan of that. And the Superman's spying on Lois, who, by the way, looks like she's 19, but as a 5-year-old kid, I don't even know how that works. Don't want to go down that pathway either. But she only got the role because of Kevin Spacey, because he just did Beyond the Blue, which she was in it, and Kevin Spacey wouldn't agree to do the movie unless they cast her. And this is already all bad things. It seems like he's trying to be manipulative like Lex Luthor really would be, but they shouldn't give it into it. Anyways, we're done with that rant about Kate Bosworth. Moving on, Superman is spying and has a kid, which is weird. By the way, the first time the kid uses his powers, he murders someone, which is also a weird choice. Every time you watch this movie, I'm like, these are a lot of weird choices. Why is this happening? We haven't had 20. Now, if we've had 30 Superman movies and we're running out of things to talk about and show on screen, then I'd be okay with what's going on. But this is everything. I'm like, this is a lot of weird can of worms that I didn't think we'd get right away. I want to see Superman, having a romantic relationship with Lois. Lex Luthor develops a creature that is powered by kryptonite, Metallo. They kidnap Lois to get at Superman. Superman saves Lois and exposes Lex Luthor. It's pretty simple. You don't have to reinvent the wheel with Superman. Just give me the love story, the good action, the good romance, the moral, you see Timmy moment, and Lex Luthor goes down. That's it. That's all you have to do. And for some reason, out of the last 5 Superman movies, we haven't gotten that. Why is this so hard to do? Also, I haven't even gotten to the biggest, stupidest thing in Superman Returns. So, Lex Luthor jams kryptonite into Superman. It's in him, not around him, because Superman just around him just collapses. He can't do anything, all right? But it's actually in him. This would kill him. Kill him. So then what does Superman do? He flies a kryptonite island, which, by the way, that whole storyline is stupid. They make a kryptonite island, and Lex Luthor still wants to build real estate, which you can't build real estate on a kryptonite island. Kryptonite emits radiation. It's why in the 90s, Lex Luthor wore a kryptonite ring and had to have his hand removed because kryptonite emits a low-level radiation because kryptonite is not actually of Krypton. It's of the radiation from the thousands of years of war buried beneath the surface of Krypton that when it exploded, part of it jettisoned here to Earth, and the sun amplifies everything on Krypton, which means the kryptonite radiation, which is mild to us, is super amplified for Superman, which is why kryptonite is so deadly to him. I bet you didn't know that. There's a little side fact for Superman. That's right. I know my Superman knowledge. Anyways, you can't have an island of kryptonite. It'll freaking kill everyone on there. Also, it's dead land. You can't grow grass on there. But anyways, I digress. Superman, with kryptonite in his body, lifts up a giant island, which he wouldn't be able to do, and then gets into space, throws it into space, and it's gone. He's in space once again, in space. And then, without any ability to navigate because he's passed out, just perfectly falls back to Earth and lands right in frickin' Metropolis. That is impossible to do. So dumb. And then they grab him, and then they, operate on him. They don't put him in the sun, which is what you should do. But, why is it whenever Superman goes into space, he perfectly falls back to Metropolis? Is there some sort of, Kryptonian magnet that's in Metropolis that he knows if, hey, Bruce, can you develop a kryptonite magnet so if I ever get knocked out in space, it just pulls me right back here? That'd be great. Is that what happened? Did they do that at Star Labs? But don't worry, Lois. I'm always around, except for when I abandon you and my child for 5 years. But I'm always around. That's exactly what an absentee father would say. Superman Returns. That's what I have to say about that movie. Man of Steel is better than Superman Returns. It's better. But that's not saying anything. God, have you said, Aaron, you have to watch Man of Steel or Superman Returns right now? That'd be tough. It'd be tough. I don't know which one I would choose. I don't know. I'd rather watch Superman the animation with Tim Daly and Paul Dini and Bruce Timm and Shirley Walker. I'll watch that all day. I'll watch 10 hours of that. Okay, I gotta get to these super chats. My rant is just going on for too long. My rant is hardcore. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get to you guys super chat. Sorry, I apologize. Ranger Hype Reviews says, just skip mine, Aaron. Also, Netflix is coming out with an Assassin's Creed live action series. Whoever comes into that show, I'm sure they'll have some amazing fights. I agree. I think the fighting on Netflix's Assassin's Creed TV show will be incredible. I am looking forward to that. I'm sure some of our day players, our stunt guys, will be working on that. I bet you it's going to be incredible, and it'll probably be one of the best Netflix shows coming on the TV. So I would definitely, if you guys haven't heard about that, definitely look that up. It's going to be really, really good. Garrett Jackson says, the main writers I'm fond of in order is Kamen Rider Black, Kahuga, Blade, Kabuto, Kiva, Decade, Wizard, Zeo, and Zero One. Well, I want you to email that to me and let me know and have pictures next to it so I can put faces to the name. I'm bad with names, but I'm great with faces. Please put those together, and I want to know that. But your favorite is Kamen Rider Black, #1. Also, guys, are you guys a big fan of that? Lucky Coin, I missed your other super chat. I will go back and I will find it. We will find him. We will arrest him. Lucky Coin Studio says, I like who you had play Superman and Superman Restore. That is Josh Boltinghouse. He is the official Superman for the Superman convention in Metropolis, which they do every year. Josh is a power lifter. He is one of the strongest people I have ever met. His legs are so muscular, they're the size of my waist. No joke. That is not an exaggeration. I swear to God, my waist is a 28 or 29, and I think if you were to measure his thighs, they'd be about 28 or 29 inches.
I think even bigger.
Maybe even bigger. He is a strong, strong, strong man. He is 6'2", like 265 pounds. Dude is muscular. He's almost like too muscular to be Superman, actually. He is just a tank. His name is Bolting House. He should be called Bolting Tank. He's just big, thick. Great Superman, though. He was great in Superman vs. Thor. Let's see real quick here. All right. I'm getting the super chats, guys. All right. Limulus. Limulus. Limulus? And his last name is Sang. So it's of Asian descent. So it has like a special pronunciation. I don't want to say it wrong. If you guys have any, like, and I hate mispronouncing your names wrong because I feel like that's disrespectful. If you guys ever have like a name that's not super, super common, like I have a very uncommon last name, put the pronunciation in it. Phonetic, yeah, on there because I want to say it right. I don't want to say it wrong. Anyways, he says, hey, Aaron, question. Outside of your team, who's your favorite stunt actor? Love you and your team. You all keep up great work. I'm so ready for next project. Well, I appreciate that saying. Favorite stunt actor. Well, we've worked with him, and I wouldn't really say he's part of the team, although he has been in 2 or 3 projects of ours, but we haven't worked with him in a long time, and that would be Tanawai Reed, the Rock stunt double, who's also the Rock's cousin. We've known Tanawai for, well, since 2003, almost 20 years. We've almost known Tanawai for 20 years, which is pretty crazy. Tanawai is enormous. He's Hawaiian. Tanawai, we became really quick, close friends with Tanawai because Tanawai is Hawaiian, like The Rock is. And if you didn't know, we're Hawaiian as well. Our real last name should actually be Olapa. That is more congruent with our bloodline, which would be pretty cool. I should change my name to Aaron Michael Wayne Olapa. I think that'd be a cool name. I think that's cooler than Aaron Shonky. What do you guys think? Aaron Shonky or Aaron Michael Wayne Olapa? Okay, why Wayne? Because Wayne is the male middle name on my mom's side. But I got the male middle name on my dad's side. My dad's middle name is Michael. So that's why I have Michael. But I'm saying I can combine both sides. Aaron Michael Wayne Olapa. I think that's a pretty cool name.
Olapa Shonky.
Olapa Shonky, yeah. You put all of them in there.
Both middle names, both last names.
I think that'd be cool. What do you guys think? But anyways, Tanawai would do it because Tanawai is a badass. He is the highest paid stuntman in Hollywood. He is kind of actually getting out of the stuntman game because he's the same age as The Rock. And Tanawai has a son who is going to be going pro football player all the time. And Tanawai is very close to his son. Like I'm close to my dad. So Tanawai is, I think, but Tanawai did just do Black Adam though. So Tanawai told me about wearing the Black Adam outfit. And Tanawai also helped me design my tattoo that Jai Katua has in White Dragon. Tanawai has a bunch of Hawaiian tattoos, and I want to make sure that they're authentic because there are Hawaiian tattoos and Polynesian tattoos and different kind of tattoos. So Tanawai Reed, look him up. He's a badass. He was on American Gladiators. Let me put your name on my forehead here, Mr. Sang. I appreciate you guys, Garrett Jackson and Fireflame. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Limulus. I'm serious about that question, guys. Do you like that last name better? Which one do you think better? I should use that last name because everyone's always asking us what ethnicity we are. Does Olapa sound Hawaiian or does it sound Spanish or what does it sound? It sounds Hawaiian.
It sounds Hawaiian.
It sounds Hawaiian. I think it's cool. Aaron Olapa, because that's pretty cool. Because truth be told, we're not even really related to our last name. It's a whole big issue. It's a good story though. Maybe you know what I should do? I should do a YouTube video on it and then ask the fans what should I be before I get all big and famous. When I land my big first movie role, what should my name be credited as? But if people saw Aaron Olapa, they'd have no idea who that is. They'd be like, who's that guy? Anyways, Garrett Jackson comes back in with Super Chat. I just took your name off my forehead, Garrett. I got to put you back up there. There you go. Bloop. Garrett Jackson. He says, as for the most violent Kamen Riders, are Kamen Riders Amazon, the original Omega, Alpha, Sigma, and Neo. The Kamen Rider Shin and the Kamen Rider Amazon series, you actually see the riders kill monsters very grotesquely. Ooh, send me some of those. Send me some of those, Garrett. I want to see those. I want to see those. I want to see the brutal ones. All right. Thank you for that Super Chat again, Garrett. Send me these on YouTube links. I'm going to watch them. Dakari, the professor. In my opinion, he says, Christopher Reeve is the best live-action Superman. Second being Dean Cain, who is not someone we've discussed all night. Tim Daly and George Newborn both played the best animated Superman. Yes, I agree with the animated. Dean Cain. God. What do you think of Dean Cain? I didn't think Dean was bad, but I didn't think Dean was great. He had Dean's problem was he had the sad pathway of following Christopher Reeve. He was like the buffer. He's like the girl you date to get over your ex. That's who he is. He's your rebound.
Dean was a lot of fun though.
Dean was good. You know, I enjoyed Dean's acting. You know, Kevin Sorbo was up for that, and Kevin Sorbo almost got it, but they gave it to Dean. Kevin Sorbo, I think, might have even been better because Kevin Sorbo is a much bigger guy. Dean Cain is my height. Dean was not bad. I wasn't a big fan of his outfit.
I was more a fan of Terry Hatcher.
Like Terry Hatcher. Terry Hatcher was maybe a better Lois than Dean was Superman. Dean's not bad, though. I wouldn't say Dean is bad, but like I said, Dean had to follow Christopher Reeve, and he just didn't have it. Didn't have the blue eyes, didn't have the height, didn't have the presence. But he wasn't bad, though. He wasn't bad. I keep wanting to say that. I didn't think Dean was bad at all. But I think that Henry Cavill, better than Dean. Brandon Routh, better than Dean. Tom Welling, better than Dean. The new kid, Tyler, is about the same with me. The new kid, maybe the new kid, Tyler, is better than Dean also. But Chris Reeve, though. Chris is the GOAT, without a doubt. And if Chris, I would love this, guys. If they made a CGI animated movie and used Christopher Reeve's face, just like in the comic books, they brought Christopher Reeve's look back to be Superman's definitive look. I think that'd be good if they did an animated movie where they had Chris. And you know they should get the voice Christopher Reeve or voice Superman Christopher Reeve. They should get his son, Will Reeve. Will sounds a little like him. If you ever listen to him, he sounds a little like Chris. He should do the voice of Superman. Because how cool would that be? That'd be super cool.
Keep it all in the family.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, we'll keep going on here. We're moving on to the next ones here. I know we got a lot of Super Chats here, guys. I see a lot of Super Chats. We're catching up to them. All right, Aneurysm Fun. Aneurysm Fun is back. Another time, big time Super Chat. Thank you, Luminous Saying. Thank you, Garrett. We're going to go up here. Boom. It says, you'd watch Man of Steel because the truck driver had it coming like Predator and everything else ever been. I know. I agree. Makes me so mad. I think Henry's great, and I would cast Henry. You know what I think? I told this, though. I told you who was up for the role. Derek Thieler. Derek Thieler. Google him right now. I want you all to Google Derek Thieler. That's Theler. He was up for Superman, I believe, and for Tyler's part, but he was contractually obligated with the show that he was on, so he couldn't do it. But Derek is 6'6", or 6'5", 6'6", like 230. Blue eyes, jaw. He has blonde hair that they have to dye it. But I think Derek would be a good Superman. I think he'd be a great Superman. If I was going to cast, they said, Aaron, you have to cast the new Superman movie. I'd see if Tom Welling was available and do it. 2, I'd reach out to Henry Cavill, who I know wants to do it. But 3, we got Derek Thieler ready to go. Those will be all my prime choices. So we'll see.
He was a big Baby Daddy.
He was in Baby Daddy. He was the big, tall jock in Baby Daddy. Did you guys watch Baby Daddy? It was on for 7 years. I'm sure you watched it. Anyways, thank you for that super chat, aneurysm fun. Next is we have Bustin' Skulls 07. Superman Returns should have reflected why the Earth needed Superman in the form that Brainiac takes over Earth when he left. It would have been more compelling. I agree with you. Bringing in Brainiac, or capturing the planet and putting it the way they did. I always forget the name of the city. What is the shrunken city that he keeps in the Fortress of Solitude? Huh? Kandor. Thank you. You always remember that. I can never remember that name. Anyways, well, yes, that would have been better. But I got news for you, Bustin' Skulls 07. Anything would have been better than Superman abandoning Earth and his child. And then he saves the plane and says the same line. Statistically, it's still the safest way to travel. Yeah, okay, but Superman, I got news for you. If you always say that line after there's an aerial crash, you're going to start to lose a little credibility. It's like, man, I've been on 9 plane crashes and Superman saved me. And he keeps saying, statistically speaking. I go, well, not when you're around. Not when you're around. Statistics are much higher. Anyways, Superman Returns makes me mad. I don't know. Also, he had those little tiny trunks with that little neck hole and that super over-padded muscle suit, which, by the way, Christopher Reeve and Dean Cain are the only 2 actors to never wear a muscle suit. Brandon Routh wears a muscle suit. Henry Cavill wears a muscle suit. George Reeves, yes, wore a muscle suit. This new kid, Tyler, wears a huge muscle suit. It's way too big. Tom Welling, when he wore the little Superman suit, he didn't wear a muscle suit because Tom's pretty big. Anyways, moving on. Jamal Breezy, what's up, Jamal? How are you? He goes, next stream should be the topic of the best Robin. I like that. Also, do you guys like having these topics? Because, we kind of bounce around and we answer different questions. But do you guys like the topics? Say, yes, we like the topics. Or no, we just like kind of a random stuff. Because we still kind of break down into random stuff. But do you like these topics? I like these topics. I like you, Jamal Breezy. And I always can recognize you, Jamal, because you got your Nightwing logo on there, and I like that. Anyways, Garrett Jackson comes back. I sent you the Kamen Rider Vulcan. His Henshi is absolutely cool. I'll send you his favorite writers. Please do. Big, bold things. Let me make sure I got that email actually here. I'm pulling up my emails right now to make sure. There we go. I'm pulling them right now. Okay. Moving on. We're moving on. Ranger Hype Reviews said, I said this, the last one was, who's the best Batman? Wait. I said this, the last one was who best Batman was, said it would be Kirk Langstrom Batman from Gods and Monsters for Superman, Val Zod, and Blue and White. I'll be honest with you, Ranger Hype Reviews. I feel like that question was directed at the Riddler. That was really hard for me to get through that. But I understand what you're saying, though. I think you're saying that in the world of Batman, you feel that Kirk Langstrom from the alternate universe of Gods and Monsters, you like that version of Batman better. Riddle me this, correct?
You gotta do some Batman detective.
I think I figured it out. You made me Columbo on that. Although there is just one more thing, Ranger Hype Reviews. No, I think that's what you did. Here we go. I think I got. I think. Here we go. I think I got your Garrett. I got your email. I got it. All right, Doc Pimkin. What's up, Doc Pimkin? How are you? I've always wondered, what are you a doctor of? I've always wondered. Anyways, hey Aaron, just wanted to know when you were going to make a new Batman film because I absolutely love them. Well, if you stick around a little later in this chat, we're gonna talk about maybe some storylines for that Batman thing, about the Batman story, because I want to do it. Kevin just texted me today. He said he's in the best shape he's been in the last 2 years and he's ready to put the suit on. And I showed you that location in the rain, Batman in the rain. He wouldn't be singing though. Although Kevin does have a decent singing voice. Anyways, Christopher, you're back. All right, Chris. Hey, can you?
Yeah, the Suns will be filming Batman in the Rain.
That would be pretty good. Can you hand me my pistachios? I know you hate it when I eat here, but I'm so hungry. I think I'm getting shaky. And then we got to eat afterwards. We got to figure what we're going to eat. Remember, we want to get rice and chili. That's probably pretty good, right? Are you hungry at all? How long does the rice and chili take to make? Perfect. All right. Thank you, Garrett Jackson. let me sing. Aneurysm fun. So Christopher. Now when I eat these pistachios, I got to make sure not to mumble. But I don't want to chew with my mouth open. Anyways, Christopher Torres, boom, super chat right there. He says, you're definitely wound up tonight, Aaron. Anyways, you forgot my previous $5 question before. My last two and my two, what happened? What happened to adding my name on your forehead for my last question? Did I miss it, Christopher? I'll leave it up here extra long. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put your name on my forehead twice right now. Here we go.
And then lean in to get closer.
It's about to happen. I got 2 Christophers on my forehead. 2. But these are backwards. What was your question, though? Chris, you can't say I missed your question, but then not re-ask the question. I feel bad. I'm going to go find it. Hold on. Search party for Christopher. Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have a telephone call at the front desk. You guys know what that's from, right? That was actually his birthday. It was his birthday yesterday. Did you know that?
Pee-wee? Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens, his birthday.
Yeah, he's what, like 62?
It's a good question. How old is Paul Rubens? How old is Pee-wee? Paul Rubens' age. No. How old is Paul Rubens, Pee-wee Herman? 69.
Wow.
He'll be 70 next year. Boom. There you go. All right. Let's move down the list here. More super chats to get to. So we've ranted about Man of Steel, Superman Returns, and Smallville. We can get to Superman Returns. I mean, we can get to Batman vs Superman in a little bit. Martha. All right, here we go. All right, so okay, we're getting caught up here. We're getting caught up, guys. We're getting caught up. There we go. Okay. Charles Guswiller, what's going on? Hey, Aaron, big fan. Would you have liked to have seen Tim Burton Superman movie? Yes, I would have. It would have been so weird. I like Tim's artistic vision, and a lot of things he does are very interesting. Although that is a point in time where I think Tim got a little weird, though. Tim's last 10 movies have not really. I saw this list actually. It was the top 10. No, it was all of Tim Burton's movies, and from best to worst. And okay, I want to share this with you. So we're gonna stick on this question a little bit here, because Tim Burton said that he basically made the movie, but they just forgot to film it, which means they got to the very end of pre-production of Superman Returns, but didn't make it. They should release a book with all these wonderful photos from the making it. Yeah, and if you didn't know, Nick Cage is a big Superman fan. He spent $2 million on Action Comics #1, and he named his son Kal-El. If you didn't know that. So Nick was ecstatic. He would have been, even though he looks weird, and I think he's a bad choice for Superman, he would have been, out of all the actors ever played Superman, he would be probably is the biggest fan of Superman. But that movie is super weird, or would have been super weird. And he had no powers at one point, and he had a supercar. Tim Burton was not the right choice, but I would have enjoyed that. I wish would be if they made actually like a graphic novel of it, like draw it now, how that would have been. That would be really cool. I would really like to see that. But they made a list of the best Tim Burton movies of all time. Okay?
Well, he's done how many movies?
Oh, he's done. There's like 21. There's a lot. Thank you, Christopher. I'm going to take one of these off here. and put Mr. Gus Willer over here. But the list was very interesting because it is, here's the list, top 6. Remember the top 6. No, top 7. It was Batman Returns, Big Fish. This is from least to best. We're building towards best.
This is like 7.
Yeah, like Big Fish is 7. No, Batman Returns is 7. Big Fish was 6. Batman was 5. I was kind of shocked that Batman and Returns were both that low at 7 and 5. Number 4 was Pee-wee.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Yep. Number 3 was Beetlejuice. These are all his earlier films, by the way, which is the point I'm making, because he was better when he was younger before CGI, I think, corrupted him. Number 2 was Edward Scissorhands. And number 1.
Was it Ed Wood?
It was Ed Wood.
Oh my gosh.
They said Ed Wood is the best movie that Tim Burton has ever made. Ed Wood. If you guys haven't seen it, it's one of me and my dad's favorite movies. You should definitely check it out. We've been meaning to watch it again. And if you're asking why was Nightmare Before Christmas not number 1? Because Tim Burton did not direct that movie. A lot of people don't know that. He didn't direct that movie. He just created it, produced it.
Who directed that?
I don't know, actually. I forget his name. It's the same guy who did James and the Giant Peach. Which Tim Burton.
Those were his characters. Why would he not direct it?
I don't know.
Anyways, Ed Wood. Ed Wood is what inspired us to get into filmmaking.
Mm-hmm. Which I will read to you that in a little bit. While I said that. All right. DJ. What's up, DJ? Comes in, sorry I'm late to the party, but Brandon did a lot better job as Kingdom Come Superman and was easily the best part of Crisis. I 1,000% agree with you. He was much better. Well, I don't want to talk with food in my mouth. Anyways, he was much better in Crisis. I really enjoyed Brandon Routh in Crisis. Crisis was really kind of goofy. It felt like almost like Power Rangers, which is goofy, but in a great way. But Brandon Routh was better in Crisis, and I liked his outfit a lot better. I think he was too young to play Kingdom Come Superman. Tom Welling should have played Kingdom Come Superman, but Brandon Routh was great in there. Thank you, DJ. All right, April Van Ryan. What's up? Says Joker. Good night, Kendra. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. All right. You want me to say this is the Joker? She's giving me a quote. There we go. So you guys, if you didn't know, which I'm sure most of you do know, if you want me to say something as Joker, in your super chat, give me a quote and I'll say it. For our dear friend April here. Here we go. Have a good night, Kendra, and sleep tight. Don't let the bedbugs bite. And if they do, make sure to get some antiseptic oil. You'd hate for it to get infected, I tell you. The roaches in Arkham, they're poisonous. There you go.
You mix your eyebrows with the head with the...
You have a little bit. With there. You have to see through the eyebrows. I think it's more the voice than that. I also have my hair on, or my hat on, to cover my hair. Thank you for that super chat, April. I know you like little Joker sayings. Those are fun. Give me other things to say. I love when you guys give me that. There we go. Let's put April on the forehead. Let's put Ronald. Thanks, Charles. Thanks, Christopher. Let's get some more names up here now. Here we go. We'll get April on here with a Y. With an N.
With Benny and June.
It's Benny and June. That's a great.
Johnny Depp. Who was it? Ed Wood.
He was in Ed
You
Wood.
didn't mention that.
No, and Johnny Depp's great in Ed Wood. It's Johnny Depp's best movie of all time too. If he did number 1, he'd be on there. What's the best Johnny Depp movies of all time? I'd say Ed Wood's number 1. I'd say Chocolat's number 2. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those movies.
When he was a pirate before he was a pirate.
I can't wait to watch that again. I know we're going to watch that soon when Vera gets back into town. Here we go. Ronald. Ronald, April. Ronald says, Jason David Frank versus Jet Li. Third time I asked. I know you like to ramble about things. Are you saying that I'm rambling? I would say I'm ranting. And that's the whole point of this, is me to rant. I'm sorry that I missed it, Ronald. My apologies. In a real fight, I should actually ask, so funny, you should actually ask Alfred Singh, our stunt coordinator, because he has choreographed with Jason quite a bit, very intimately with all the fighting. And he was Jet Li's assistant. So he would be best to ask this, but thinking about what he would say, I would say in a no-holds-bar fight, street fight, to the death, I would say Jason David Frank would beat Jet Li easy. He's bigger, stronger, and I think he's more trained, or more diverse trained in a lot of different styles. Not to bag on Jet Li. Jet Li's a badass, and 4 of me could not beat Jet Li. But you're asking me who would win, and I would say Jason David Frank. I cannot express or tell you how legit Jason David Frank really is. Aneurysm Fun. He says, I've never heard of Derek Theater before now, and he definitely has to look for Superman for sure. On the topic of casting, I think Daniel Radcliffe would be a great choice for Nightcrawler in the future X-Men movies. I think that's awesome. That's a great choice. You and me are no longer 49-51. You and me are 50-50. We're meeting right in the middle, Aneurysm Fun. I think that's great. You just got to make sure that Daniel Radcliffe can do a German accent or an Austrian accent because, of course, Nightcrawler is of German-Austrian descent. Which, if you guys have not seen, the episode where there's 2 episodes where Nightcrawler is in the X-Men animated series. It's an amazing episode because here is a cartoon for kids and they're talking about the subject of religion and to believe in God, which is amazing. Now, whether you believe in God or not, that's totally your choice. More power to you and whatever decision you want to do. But it is crazy that the X-Men animated series writers took the initiative and liberty to put that subject on the table. And at the end of the episode, Wolverine, an iconic character, is praying in church to find peace amongst his soul. I think it's really deep for a kid's show. I think that one episode is deeper than Man of Steel and Superman Returns. It feels more real, more right. Come at me, bro. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. All right, here we go. We'll keep going here. Benjamin Hall, Kirk Allen, and Bud Collyer, plus Superman, plus Christopher Reeve. You know what's funny? I saw the word Christopher Reeve, and I just read it as Superman. I'll read things, and the actors are in it, and I'm like, oh, these actors, and Superman's in it. I mean, Christopher Reeve's in it. If you like them, I mean, you have Christopher Reeve in there. He's the definitive. Like I said, it's like quarterbacks. Obviously number 1 is definitive. We all agree who number 1 is. It's Tom Brady. But 2 through 10, those numbers can change. Brett Favre can be above Aaron Rodgers, even though he shouldn't be, as the most interceptions in the history of the NFL. But that's all right. I don't even think he should crest the top 10. The gunslinger, slinging too much. But it's subjective. But Tom Brady, Christopher Reeve, they have one thing in common, and they wear the GOAT shirt proudly and definitively. I'm just saying. There's a pool over here, and people that live in it. Michael Jordan, the Beatles, Christopher Reeve, Tom Brady, undisputed GOATs, winner of their section. That's what it is. Arnold's in there for bodybuilding too. They're all definitives. No one is going to argue that Arnold's not the GOAT bodybuilder. No one's going to argue that anyone's better than Michael Jordan. And I swear to God, if you say LeBron James, you can just get the hell out of here. LeBron's cool. But obviously not cool enough to make Space Jam 2 any good. I just watched Space Jam 1 the other day. It's pretty 90s. It's pretty corny. If you didn't grow up in the 90s, I could see how you do not like the first Space Jam and how you would like the new LeBron Space Jam better. I have also not seen the new LeBron Space Jam movie, so I can't really dote on it. I'm just hating to hate, which is the worst thing to do, but it's a little entertaining. I'm not really doting on LeBron. But I do think Michael Jordan is definitively the best basketball player, and statistically, I can prove it. Just like Tom Brady and just like Arnold and just like the Beatles. Anyways.
Well, he played his entire career in one city.
Yeah.
Unlike
LeBron.
He's been in 1, 2, 3 cities now.
He just leapfrogs. Anyways. Raindrop Review says one other thing, that idea of mine of Green Goblin and Joker, I was thinking of dialogue in the fight as either Indiegogo or Patreon fight. Gotcha. Well, I think, okay, so you want to see Green Goblin and the Joker fight. But I think Emperor Joker versus Loki would be even cooler, though. Am I wrong by that, Ranger Hyperviews?
Loki and who?
Emperor Joker.
Oh, Emperor Joker. Yes.
That's in the Ed McGuinness, Jeff Loeb run in the early 90s, early 2000s.
Right, yeah.
You read those. Actually, you like Ed McGuinness, though. You like the big buff Superman. It's Emperor Joker's from that timeline. It's a weird.
He's got muscles on muscles on muscles.
Yeah, he looks like someone like just like super like he looks like 700 pounds.
I'm thinking his Strauss's hair is bigger than the Batman artist.
Jim Lee.
Jim Lee, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you could when they want you to make cartoon animals and it always looks like a balloon animal, but it looks like a balloon still. I think that you can make a balloon Superman to perfectly resemble Ed McGuinness's art. It would just look kind of the same. I like Ed McGuinness's art, for the record. I have a big framed picture of it in my room, so I'm not that dogging on Ed McGuinness. Although he's kind of disappeared, though. He was really big in the early 2000s when Jeff Loeb was writing Superman for him, but then disappeared. Although the Batman Superman animation, Public Enemies animation, is based off his art. There. I just did a whole Wikipedia on Ed McGuinness that I didn't even know that I had lodged up here.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. I didn't know that, but now I do know. I didn't know that I knew. Wait, I didn't know that what I knew that I knew that I didn't know. Joey, do they know? They know. Doc Pimkin says, "Gotta go right now. Hope you read this. Here's an idea for your next stream. Who's the best Spider-Man?" Hey, we'll do it. Next, we'll do it. Who's the best Spider-Man? And you know what? The answer might surprise you, but don't worry, I'll hate on all of them. But I love all of them. They're all great. And don't mistake my high energy and ranting about any of them think that I'm hating on any of these. I think all these Supermen are wonderful, and I think I have enjoyed all of them immensely. I'm just saying that there's untapped potential in their greatness, but I am telling you they're great. They could be greater. Anyways, thank you, Doc Pimkin. Lucky Coin says, call Kevin in the Joker voice and see if he replies in the Bat voice. Also, next live should be showing off Kevin's Bat suit collection and all his suits. Well, that should be one of our lives. It won't be our next one because it's a lot of work to put that together, but we will do a live where we show off all that sort of stuff. I agree. Also, I did this on the live yesterday. You don't know this, but I called yesterday. They saw this. They liked this. I ordered sushi yesterday. Well, I called the sushi place, and they said they were open, but they were closing like right then, so I had to order right then. But I told them I called in the Joker voice. I called the sushi place in the Joker voice. So I was like, oh, hello there. What time do you close? And I thought that was going to be it. I thought they'd say we close at 10 and I'll see you later. But then I had to order right then. So I had to order sushi as the Joker. And they heard all of it. And it was very weird. But it was fine, though. But they want me to call Kevin as Joker and then have Kevin answer the phone as Batman for a live stream. But not tonight. But one of these nights we'll do that. We'll get Kevin over and we'll do a whole thing. It'll be kind of fun. All right, next super chat. Let's see real quick here. Here we go. Christopher says, the question I mentioned earlier is this. What are your thoughts about Superman the Animated Series? All right, Chris, you ready for this? Are you ready for this? It is the best thing ever done on Superman ever. It is without a doubt, undisputed the best. There are so many great episodes in Superman the Animated Series. Oh, man. If you want some good Superman, go watch that. It's great. It's so good. The characterizations, the stories, the action, the voices, the music. It's great. It's perfect. That, to me, is boom, right up there. Just like Batman the Animated Series is. Paul Dini gets it. He gets it. Why doesn't he write a Superman movie? If they says we got Henry Cavill back and it's going to be written by Paul Dini and directed by Brad Bird, I would be through the roof. Brad Bird directed The Incredibles and Iron Giant. If you didn't know that, he would be a great, and also Mission Impossible 5 with, I think, Henry Cavill. So why isn't this happening? Because no one over there knows what they're doing. Maybe they know what they're doing. They make a lot of money. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just saying that that's what I want. Henry Cavill, Paul Dini, Brad Bird, and get John Williams back. Get someone in there that knows how to write an inspirational, inspiring Superman score. That's what I want. I want those four things. And a different Lois. I want a lot of things, but I definitely want a different Lois. Amy Adams just didn't have it for me. Or tell her to act better. Maybe dye her hair. Dye her hair dark and make her be more sassy. She can do that. She's like an Oscar-nominated actress. She can pull that off.
She needs to have a little sass and spunk.
That's right. I agree.
Some pushback.
Yeah. Not take no for an answer. Here we go. Ranger Hype Reviews says more like Demon Green Goblin from Miles Morales' world against Emperor Joker. Oh, that would be okay. So that's okay. So you're kind of putting them more together there, like they did in the movie, which was scary. That could be. I like that one. I like that one. That one's pretty close. I'm trying to think though. I still might like Emperor Joker versus Loki though. Loki's just cool. I think I like Loki better. Loki's just more fun. Thank you, Ranger Hype Reviews, for that. Jamal Breezy has a question for you.
Oh yeah, bring it on.
He says, who is your favorite Marvel character and who is your favorite DC character?
Oh, without a doubt, Marvel is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Grew up reading Spider-Man. Got a lot of Spider-Man comics right here.
Spider-Man of the animated kind of series of the 60s.
Of the 60s.
You know, that's where that theme song came from, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
So I grew up with that there. Collected all the comics when they were 12 cents.
Boom. You had Spider-Man #1 when you were younger. Lost it in a flood.
Yeah, and DC character? Well, these are two. As far as favorite characters, it has to be Batman.
Boom. Spider-Man and Batman, which would also be my answers as well.
That's pretty much everybody's. Everybody. Those are the two leading characters.
They're two leading, but I don't know if they'd be everybody's though. I think people might have some weird ones.
I would ask, what is like someone's like second tier, maybe like fourth or fifth favorite? Kind of like
Hey. They like Ant-Man and Elongated Man. Those are their favorites. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, I agree. Spider-Man and Batman would be my favorite. Charles Guswiller says, can you and Kevin read lines from Step Brothers as Batman Joker? That would be amazing. We should do that. Take different weird movies with weird dialogue because that's like a corny, or like Dumb and Dumber, but do it as Batman and Joker. I think we have our new series right there. It should be Kevin and Aaron read famous dialogue, I want to go where the beer flows like wine. I'm talking about and the women flow like the salmon of Capistrano. And then Kevin would be like, and then Kevin would be like, Batman was, Aspen it is. Okay, that's enough. You could do the whole thing from.
Have a good cry.
Okay. Yeah, I fell off the jetway again.
That's Dumb and Dumber.
I know. It'd be good though. I think I'd be thinking.
Yeah, instead of reading Dr. Seuss, you do scripts.
You do scripts. I like this. This is brilliant. By George, it's brilliant.
Why didn't I think of this sooner?
Ew, I'll have what she's having. It'd be good. It could be a fun one. Jeff Hill says, you think about doing a team up with Batman and Superman versus Joker and Metallo. That's kind of like what the Superman the Animated the World's Finest was, but that was Batman, Superman, and Lex Luthor and Joker. That'd be fun to do. That'd be a lot of effects. So I tell you, we'd have to raise a $30 million Kickstarter for that one. If we can raise $30 million on Kickstarter, yeah, unless we can raise $30 million on Kickstarter. Thank you, Jeff. I like your emoji with your cat.
Well, we can talk about it.
Yeah, why? I think they've done that one in the comics. I think Superman. I think that has Joker and Metallo ever paired up together? Have they ever like made friends and like fought? Have they ever done that? Here we go. We got another one here. Mr.
Joker would use Metallo.
Oh, he totally use him.
He would pretend to be his friend.
He would. Doc Pimpkin. You gotta tell me what you're a doctor of, Pimpkin. What are you a doctor of? I don't know what you're a doctor of. All right, thank you. April and Ronald, much appreciated. There you go, Doc. Also, guys, give me some things to say as Joker. It's one of my favorite things to do. When you guys give me quotes to say it in the challenge. Oh, Lucky Coin says, give me... Okay, here's how this happens. So this is really funny. I did this the other day. It's Lucky Coin saying Joker improv. And he's giving me all these icons, these funny icons. So what you guys have to do is you have to super chat. They gave me like little icons. So what they did is they gave me a pirate flag. And they gave me toilet paper. and they gave me diamonds. And I told them, I said, I want 3 different people to put 3 different icons that mean something, and I will string it together as a Joker story. As a story. So then I told them, Joker basically said he was watching, and a boxing glove. That was the 4 items, and a boxing glove. So Joker was watching TV, and he saw the trickster pulled a prank on Gotham. They said it was the funniest, greatest prank ever pulled on Gotham. And Joker was mad about that. He was furious. So he took his boxing glove gun and shot the TV. Boom, there's your boxing glove. Joker says, well, I now need to pull the greatest prank on Gotham. And there's no greater prank than TPing a house. So I'm going to TP Gotham. So I need all the toilet paper I can get, right? But all the toilet paper is gone in Gotham because of COVID and all that nonsense. So Joker located an island where all the toilet paper was being hoarded. But he needed to commandeer a pirate ship to get out to this island, right? But as he was on the pirate ship and he was getting out there, the water was rocky and it was unstable and it was cold and it was icy. So he needed to bring in someone who could control the ice, and that was Mr. Freeze. But Mr. Freeze says, I'm going to need enough energy to power my suit to control the water. And if you know what controls Mr. Freeze's suits? Diamonds. So Joker already knew that and supplied Mr. Freeze with diamonds so they could get to the island.
Control the water.
Yep, to get the toilet paper to TP Gotham. So I tell them if they can give me 3 different items, I will tell a story as Joker. But you each have to do a different item, though. So Lucky Coin has initiated it now. Let's make it happen.
What did he say?
He just says improv. He says Joker improv. So people now need to do it. Ranger High Reviews also, they sent you a friend request on Facebook if you ever talk or chat on their message sometime. Probably something together. I don't ever check my Facebook a lot. And it's set. I think the settings are really private. I don't ever go on there. So I have to check that out. Anyways, Aneurysm Fun says, okay, fine. I remember that episode of X-Men, and I can't argue. As Joker, Man of Steel was dope, and the truck driver had it coming. All right. Here we go, Aneurysm Fun, if this is the way you want to play it. Doc, here we go. All right. Oh. You know what I was watching the other day? I was flipping the channels here in Arkham, and I came across the Man of Steel. And I watched it intently, and I have to tell you, that scene of the truck driver, it was so dope. Man of Steel it's just dope, man. It's a dope movie. I love it. But then again, I like all things evil and corrupt and wrong, so of course I'd like this movie. It makes no sense. I love seeing Superman being violent and aggressive and so out of character. I've tried so many times to make him aggressive and just break things. And here he was, acting more like me than his mild-mannered self. Thanks, Aneurysm Fun. I appreciate the enthusiasm and push to do this. Okay. Thanks, Doc. And thanks, Aneurysm Fun. The truth. Joker speaks the truth. Aneurysm Fun. Which movie was better? Freddy vs. Jason or Alien vs. Predator? What tastes better? Expired milk or an old egg salad sandwich? Neither. They're both ridiculous.
I enjoyed Alien Predator.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Predator had weird eyes. He had human eyes. We did, but it was weird though. It was better than Freddy vs. Jason. I will give you that. There is a correct answer to this question.
And I gave you the answer.
You did. You gave Aneurysm Fun. They're both not good. Predator had weird eyes too. He didn't wear the contacts. He had human eyes. So that was a really weird choice. I wanted the end of that movie though. To me, the end of Alien vs. Predator should have ended like this. Predators on one side, and the team of Antarctic people are trapped. And then the aliens on the other side, and it's like they don't know which way to go. They're trapped. You feel like all the humans are going to die. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Then boom, all the aliens explode. Boom, all the predators explode from getting shot up. And the people turn around, they look, and we have this cool reveal. And there stands with 2 big loaded space cannon guns, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sigourney Weaver. And they both go, "We're back." And that's how the movie ends. And they're like, "Oh, Arnold and Sigourney team up for the next movie to fight aliens, I would watch that movie all day long. Why don't they make that movie?
Well, they're too old to team up now.
You know what? If Danny Glover can beat the Predator, 90-year-old Arnold could beat a Predator still. It'd be great. No. I don't know. I think it'd be great. Who wants to see Sigourney Weaver and Arnold at their older age still fight aliens and predators? I would be so down with that. I'd be down, Charlie Brown. Anderson said, all I heard was I liked that movie. You meant it. I heard it. All right, sure. Joker said it. You know, I don't know. And you're trying to, like, in a court of law, you got me cornered. Aneurysm fun. You're silly. Charles Guswiller says Aaron and Kevin as Joker and Batman, and a couple's counseling with Chris Daughtry as Hugo Strange. That would be really funny. Joker being like, hey, he started it. That's not what he said. He always wants to go see Alfred and talk about his dead parents. That's all he goes on about. I want to see the world. But no, we have to stay around Gotham. Yeah, that's why I killed Robin in Morocco. I hear such wonderful things. I figure if I killed one of his sidekicks in Morocco, we could at least go see the sights. The sunset was beautiful as I bludgeoned Jason's head. That's what it would be like. And then Batman would just sit next to me with his frown and just hit me like that. And then Hugo would be like, now acts of violence don't work. But then Joker would be like, ooh, I kind of liked it. And I go, you guys are weird. You're into some weird kinky things. And then we would just dress Joker up as Batman, and then Joker would kill him. And then Batman wouldn't. He'd fight me for it. It'd be a weird thing. But I like it. I like where your head's at, Charles. And where your head's at's in a sick place. There's some sick people around here. Sick people. That's Sinbad. That's from Jingle All the Way. That was a real bomb. There's some sick people around here. Sick people. I love that movie. That movie's great. I'm telling you, that is a Christmas movie. It's on every year. And no matter how big Terminator has ever been, Arnold will be remembered for Jingle All the Way. That movie will live on in a legacy longer than Terminator. And 100 years from now, when people go, people are going to be like, oh, that's that guy that dressed up as Turbo Man. They're not going to be like, oh, that's Terminator. They're going to be like, that's Turbo Man. I swear it's the long race. Turbo Man, people panned it when it came out, Jingle All the Way. But that movie's like the turtle. It's just gonna put in it has the patience. It's gonna make it through. I'm telling you. In 100 years,
it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Arnold dressed up as a superhero looking for action figures for his son in the 90s. That's everything I ever want in a movie. All it needed was to have Paul McCartney's Christmas Time was here in that movie, and it would have been the greatest movie perfectly for me.
Simply having
a one. If they had that playing as Arnold's like fighting Sinbad because it's not Simply Having, it'd be wonderful. We should do a cut of that. We should re-edit that movie to Simply Having and put it on there. It'd be a wonderful, wonderful time, guys. Garrett Jackson says, I sent you that email of my favorite Cayman writers and Cayman Amazon writers, but I forgot to put the shin in there, so don't worry, I'll send that next. Thank you. Milos Graves. All right, he says, okay. So here, Mello Graves. He put someone canoeing. We have one thing. So improv, we need 3 more guys. We have a canoe.
Or someone's
canoeing. Jeff Hill. Why WB don't know what to do with Superman character? He has 80 years of comic books to figure out. It's not that hard. I agree. They have all the blueprints in the world, and they still can't figure it out. It's very frustrating. I don't get it. You think that they'd be able to get it. They don't have like a shortage of money or a shortage of anything. They just don't know what to do. And you know what? They so don't know what to do, they're not even making a Superman movie now. And they have Henry Cavill, who everyone loves, saying, I want to make another Superman movie. And The Rock goes, I want to fight Superman. You have the highest paid actor in the world. You have everyone who Superman loves as an actor saying, we want to do it. And you have all the fans, and Warner Brothers like, now what should we do? It's mind-boggling. Have Superman fight The Rock as Black Adam. $1 billion. Done. Next movie. I don't get them sometimes. All right, here we go. Aneurysm fun. I got to put them back on my forehead here.
I'm going to write up another one.
I had it. What color am I using tonight? I'm using, I don't know. Anyways. I have so many of these here, guys, and I love it. I love looking at all these things, but it's here somewhere. Anyways, I'm going to write aneurysm again. I don't know if that's good to be writing the word aneurysm and then sticking it to my forehead. That's probably not a good thing, but whatever.
But it's fun.
But it's fun. There you go, aneurysm fun. It's time to get a new girl, Bobby. Here we go. Aneurysm fun. He says, one more question for tonight before I forget. As a Beatles fan,
yes,
have you and your dad seen Across the Universe? What did you think of it? And their rendition of the song gave me chills. You guys have a great night. Did you enjoy Across the Universe?
I enjoyed all the music in there. They were all great remakes of them.
Good covers.
Covers, yeah. They did a really good version of Let It Be with a gospel choir.
Yeah, they also did a woman sang If I Fell.
If I Fell.
That was pretty good. What did you enjoy more, though? Across the Universe or Yesterday?
Probably Yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they talked about how great the songwriting was. It focused on the songwriting.
It focused on songwriting of the Beatles. That's a good question.
And then they had a few years before that, they had the movie I Am Sam. And then they had that one movie that was about John Lennon. And then they had that movie that was like,
I think that was with Sean Penn and Catholic woman. What's her name?
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
And then that movie, That Thing You Do, that was based off the Beatles.
Yeah.
And then there was a movie that was about John Lennon when he was younger, Nowhere Boy or something like that. So here's the thing. They make movies about the Beatles all the time, whether that's directly about them or, like using all their music intertwined somehow. They don't ever do that with the Stones or the Who or Pink Floyd. The Beatles are number one. Number one. That's all it is. They're the GOAT. They're the GOAT of GOATs. They dominate more number ones than Chris Reeve, Michael Jordan, and Tom Brady and Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's basically the band. If Tom Brady, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Christopher Reeve, and Michael Jordan formed a band, they would be the Fab Four equivalent to the Beatles as far as how much they have conquered the world. But yes, that's a great question as a Beatles fan. Obviously, this picture.
Across the Universe, yeah.
Across the Universe. That's a good one. And the two actors in there are supposed to kind of look like John and Paul. It's kind of like about John and Paul, but not really, but kind of. So I kind of like that one, though. All right, Mellow Graves put some pancakes. All right, we have pancakes in a canoe. Okay. We need two more.
Riding canoe, eating pancakes at midnight.
I like eating banana pancakes at midnight. We need two more, guys. We need two more little icons. Then I will do a Joker story, and then I gotta go. And then that'll be it.
We need 4 total.
I think we need 4 total. 4 total is the way to go. It's the way to go, in fact. So what we're doing, guys, I always tell people to put forth a little fun emoji icons. I will incorporate it into an improv story, and we'll make it work. So I just need 2 more. Golden Bone says Beatles are number 1. So. Well, yeah. And Wings is number 2, but no, maybe not. I like Wings. What are the other icons, you guys? You guys got to throw them out here. While you're doing that, to touch on it, go back to our original subject matter. I will put in order of the greatest Superman actors from best to worst. I don't think I ever got to the list. Number 1, without a doubt, the reigning king, who will never lose his top number 1 spot at 6'4", 230, Christopher Reeve. I say number 2, who's solid, great, just needs a better script, has a great look at 6 foot, 220, Henry Cavill. Number 3.
A solid 2.
Solid 2. I'd say he's a solid 2. Number 3. I'd have to give it to Tom Welling. I have enjoyed Tom Welling more than Brandon Routh, and I know Tom Welling's only worn half the outfit, but I have to give it to Tom Welling. At 6'3", 235. 6'3 and a half. He's pretty tall. Yeah. Number 4, I give it to Brandon Routh. I think Brandon Routh has gotten a lot better. I think he looks good. He's at 6'2.5", 210, 215. Number 5, I have to give it to George Reeves, just because of his significance and importance throughout time. And number 6, I give it to that new kid Tyler, because it's pretty well written at 5'10.5", 180. And number 7, coming in last place, I have to give it to Dean Cain. Number 8, you put Kirk Allen in there because he's like the first and the best. So maybe that's number 8. Maybe that's my top 8 right there. I think that's my top 8.
Well, that's all of them, unless you left somebody out.
Yeah, that's like the main ones, I think. I don't think there's too many more. I could be wrong, but let me know.
Josh Boltonhouse got an honorable mention.
Honorable mention for sure. The strongest Superman actor ever. Charles Gus Willis says, Aaron, as Joker, break into the Batcave using the 007 score. It'd be so weird. Like, dun 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 dun. It'd be kind of funny. Thank you, Annie. It was fun. It's a great score. That is the coolest score of all time. Coolest. All right, so we got another one. Mello Graves did a diamond ring. Red Buick says, if someone says LeBron, they get a visit from Joker's crowbar. Oh, snap. I'm not threatening anyone, but don't you say LeBron. LeBron's great.
LeBron's cool, man. Why are you ragging on LeBron?
He's just not number 1. LeBron's not number 1. Okay. Sit down.
Okay, but, you know.
King LeBron, King James, no. Prince James, Jester James, Michael Jordan, King. Christopher says, thank you, Aaron, for tonight's live stream. You're the best. All right. We got one last one, guys. But so we got diamond ring. We got pancakes and a canoe.
We had diamonds last time.
This is a diamond ring. It's a different one now. That's diamonds. This is a diamond ring. Aaron says, yo, Aaron, you out here disrespecting my boy Tyler. I'm not disrespecting him. I think he's great. I just don't think he's...
We haven't really seen much of him yet.
He's been on a whole season of Superman vs. Lois. He's just small. And I hate that Jimmy Olsen is like 6'4" on that show, and he's like 5'10.5". He towers over them. All right, we have a snail. All right, here we go. We have accumulated all... And here's a killer. What is this one? A crocodile. We have 5 of them. Oh, snap.
You're going to have to write these down and memorize them so you don't forget one.
Snail, pancakes. Yeah, I'm going to throw this down.
Well, snail and crocodile, even though they're different sizes, they're both living things.
Here we go. Snail, croc, pancakes, diamond ring. Gonna be an epic story. And canoe.
Man canoe. Someone's canoeing. It's just not a canoe.
It's a man canoeing. All right, here we go. And then we'll end the night. To end the show, to play us off, get Sting ready. Get Sting ready. All right, here we go. Oh, man. All right.
Man wearing a diamond ring tried to escape on a canoe. The croc ate him, and they had to open them up, and they found pancakes.
And a bunch of snails. Well, damn, you finished it off in 2 sentences. That's not. Here we go. All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Trying to think of an interesting story here. It's going to be weird. And we got to incorporate people. Now, can I use a saying of like snails, or I actually include snails? I can do either or, right?
Snails.
Huh?
Yeah, I include them.
Include them. All right. Okay, here we go.
All right. Let me regale you on this story involving all these intricate story points of why and how I wound up not engaged to Harley Quinn. See, in my ripe old age, I had decided it was time to settle down. So, I was going to propose to dear old Harley. I approached her with a diamond ring, and I got down on one knee, and I said, Harley, will you be my wife? I want to do anything and everything to make you happy. How can I make you happy? And she looked at me with those deep blue eyes and said, Mr. J, I want the best pancakes I've ever had. This caught me off guard. I didn't think that she would want this. I did not understand. So I had to think, what and how could I accumulate the best pancakes in the world? So I asked around. I went across from cell to cell in Arkham, asking Mr. Freeze who I thought. I proposed it as a riddle to Enigma. He didn't know either. Maybe Croc would know. So I went to Killer Croc, but he doesn't know anything. He just eats fish all the time. I thought he would know, but he didn't know anything. Does that count as a crocodile, or can it be Killer Croc? I don't know. We're flying by the seat of our pants on this one. So I overheard someone saying where to get the best pancakes. Gluten-free. Actually, Harley's gluten-free now. Ever since her stint with Poison Ivy, she's a gluten-free pancakes kind of gal. Anyways, I asked Pamela, where do we get the best pancakes? And she told me on this very exclusive, hidden little place, but it takes a river to get to it. So, of course, I chartered a man with a canoe, and we canoed across what was called Snail Lake. The reason why that is the bottom of the lake was filled with snails. What would you like to add to this story? Do you have a part you'd like to add and chime into what happened when I got across the lake, Snail Lake, to accumulate these gluten-free pancakes?
There was a croc right before you.
There was a croc, which was weird because I already had mentioned Killer Croc, but there was another croc. Surprised I was to find another croc. And where were the pancakes? They were sealed in his mouth. I reached in and I grabbed the pancakes. I made it out with both hands, so I didn't lose any hands. And I brought this back to Miss Harley Quinn. I said, Harley, here are the best pancakes in the world. And she looked at me sternly and says, well, that's only half. Where's the syrup? And I said, look, if the marriage is going to require this much work, I'm out. Give me the ring back. We're done. Give me the ring back. So here I am with a ring and dry gluten-free pancakes. Yeah.
There. I think I included all the story. There's the story, and I'm sticking to it. I use both of them. How'd that work?
Loved it.
I think that was wonderful.
Love that Joker.
Dude, why doesn't Warner Brothers cast who's the Joker? Because their Joker doesn't need pancakes. That's all I'd have to say.
A timeless tale about a boy, a girl, and some terrible gluten-free pancakes.
Anyways, guys, I appreciate you. Christopher Reeve, number 1. Henry Cavill, number 2. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'll be back on tomorrow, and maybe we'll discuss who the best Spider-Man is. We'll get to it. Tonight was an extra long. It was extra long chat table. We'll get into it again tomorrow. It'll be a lot of fun, guys. We'll do who is the best Spider-Man and what is the best Spider-Man movie of all time. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful night, and stay safe, stay happy, and watch some Superman tonight. Watch some Spider-Man tonight. Review your Spider-Man so we can be up on it tomorrow. Anyways, guys, have a great night. I'll talk to you later. Toodles. Appreciate you all for joining the chat, and come back with some suggestions and comments tomorrow, guys. Toodles.
Doodle.